Welcome, you very, very beautiful dabblers, to the very first episode of A Quickie with Lucy, the only show where legal briefs are less about the law and more about exposing just how stupid one man's paperwork can be.
Lucy does dabble, Lucy does dabble, Lucy does dabble, Lucy does dabble, verse.
I'm Lucy Tightbox. I am a paralegal, not an attorney, but I will be your guide through the circus of filings. And trust me, the documents are about as tight as my box after DabbleCon 2, which is to say not tight at all. During these quickies, we are going to be diving into the individual filings within New York Supreme Court case 160-416/2025, because this is, in fact, a real lawsuit, and we need to dissect it in little teeny tiny pieces because there's just too much to talk about in one video. These are the actual legal filings of plaintiff John Melendez, a man who treats the law like karaoke. He shows up drunk, he forgets the words, and he still thinks that he nailed it.
All right! Come on, everybody, do with me.
In this premiere, I will be walking you through the first 6 filings of this court case. 6 masterpieces of incompetence. Let's check out the docket of dumb. So Stuttering John kicked things off on August 7th, 2025 with the original summons and complaint. John's claims are that defendants Shuli and Karl are
using his face and his voice and even my own trash to trash me.
He is suing under New York civil rights law sections 50 and 51 for using his name, image, likeness, voice, and persona, as if that is still worth anything.
Not once!
What is John requesting in these lawsuits? Well, he is asking for at least $300,000 in compensatory damages and another $300,000 in punitive damages. That's right, he wants a cool $600,000 payday for being a professional punchline. Oh, and of course his own legal fees, because why not throw more imaginary money into the pile? To be fair, it's not uncommon in lawsuits for us to see these sorts of amounts and at least ask for attorney fees, but $600,000? How he landed on that amount is anyone's guess.
Give me money. Money me. Money now. Me a money needing a lot now.
Some of the craziest allegations in the complaint, it's got to be the couch cushions. I cannot figure out how the alleged theft of couch cushions possibly could relate to the likeness of Stuttering John. Where he sits his butt is not his face or voice, right? In addition to that, in this couch cushion showdown, John admits that he threw them away. How can I steal something that's on the curb? I can't.
It is stealing.
The police don't need a warrant to search anything that you've thrown out. Same thing, those couch cushions were up for grabs. The idea that a podcast or show using or referencing someone's couch cushions is in the same legal category as defamation or voice use claims strikes as comically overblown. In addition to that, Attorney Tabor is just a little sloppy in his complaint, an amended complaint. He initially defines parties by their initials, but then throughout all of the documents, he refers to them by their full names, so why bother? There's also a lot of allegations regarding the infamous Kate Meany tapes, where Kate Meany audio recorded Stuttering John on private phone calls, and then Karl and Shuli used those phone calls to mock him because he's stupid, and John is, 60, and Kate is 24, and he's talking about banging her on top of the Eiffel Tower. Not a great look, buddy. The complaint relies heavily on these legal theories about illegal wiretapping, which doesn't have a lot to do with the claims of right to publicity or privacy. Sections 50-51. So why are we talking about it? And both surprisingly and unsurprisingly, John uses the complaint as a form of self-praise. The intention of the complaint is to lay out why Stuttering John has been injured monetarily due to the defendants Karl and Shuli's wrongdoing. But he also really loves to highlight how famous or distinctive he is. It's like this comedic self-brag that is tonally deaf to everything that a lawsuit is supposed to be. I guess he thinks that he is emphasizing the importance of his name and voice, but my dude... So John files this lawsuit and the Dabbleverse explodes. The legal filings are public record. Everyone has them. Everyone is reading them and everyone's goofing on them. They're full of bad arguments, bad law, and even bad spelling and grammar. Stuttering John's attorney, Tabor Benedict Esquire, misspells his own name in these first filings on a signature block. You can give me any explanation that you want for this, but misspelling your own name and the first legal filing that you're working on is extremely embarrassing.
I move for a bad court thingy.
Even high school dropouts were laughing at it. Fast forward to just 5 days later on August 12th when we get the amended summons and complaint. This is a document that is literally just amending the previously filed summons and complaint. It's the same song, same verse, except for attorney Tabor, he has copy and pasted his own name, so he spelled it correctly, Benedict. He decided to shuffle around a couple of words. Instead of saying they exploited me for profit, it's now they deliberately commercially misused me for profit. It's a very spicy new adjective. Groundbreaking legal work. Here's a little breakdown as we compare the initial summons and complaint to the amended summons and complaint. Like I already mentioned, there's a couple of stylistic tweaks. Both of the pleadings accuse the defendants Karl and Shuli of exploiting John's likeness, voice, and image, but the amended complaint polishes the phrasing, again, from that unauthorized commercial exploitation to deliberate commercial misuse. It's basically legal Mad Libs. There's no change in the amount of damages or the amount of money that John is requesting in the initial or the amended complaint. In both, it's $300,000 plus $300,000 equals $600,000. There's no new calculations. It's just the same dollar sign that John sees or will never see. The amended complaint does give us some venue designation clarifications. It basically says more explicitly that they chose the venue under CPLR 503A. Translation of this is, yes, Judge, we promise New York County is the right place to whine. I don't know about that, but whatever. There's no change in the defendants that get named within the amended complaint. We have Karl, we have Shuli, we have the Shuli Network, and we have Who Are These Podcasts. There are no new people added to this amended complaint, and we will need this information for later when we are reviewing future filings. And of course, there's no other additional substantive fixes. The main thing that got changed was Tabor misspelling his own name. However, the most embarrassing parts, like the trash cushion allegations and the FBI name drops, remain untouched. This was John and his attorney Tabor's big chance to clean things up, and instead they just swapped out a couple of adjectives like a high schooler trying to hit a word count. So in summary, John filed his complaint, and then 5 days later he filed the exact same thing, only with like a coffee spill on it. And of course, spoiler alert, this half-assed amendment will come back to bite them down the road because nearly nothing substantive was fixed. I could go on and on about how bad these documents are drafted, but that's already been done to death, and we are doing a quickie today, and we have so many more filings to get to. We have to make a quick pit stop before we get into the good stuff because the next filing that occurs from the plaintiff is what is called the request for judicial intervention. Don't worry, John, not that kind of intervention. This is effectively a form that you file in New York Supreme Court in order to get a judge officially assigned to a case. We're requesting that the court intervene. We are requesting judicial intervention, exactly what it sounds like. You can think of this as administrative foreplay. Okay, fine, we'll give the circus an actual ringmaster. And because this is all about judicial intervention, it would be atypical to file more than one of these RJIs per lawsuit. And that's why this wasn't refiled with the amended summons and complaint. And for the last documents that we're going to be talking about today, the service affidavits, or affidavits of service, depending on what kind of legal mumbo jumbo you like.
Oh, they got me with their legal mumbo jumbo.
These are receipts that prove that John's whining officially made it into the defendant's hands. Service affidavits are important because if you are getting sued, you have the right to know that that is happening. We don't want to just put these sorts of things in the mail because they could get lost. You can kind of think of it as the legal version of read receipts. No more leaving people on red. First, Karl was served on August 12th at 3:54 p.m. and then Shuli was served the following day, August 13th at 4:34 p.m. Karl has a pretty good story about getting served, but you should go check that out on his channel, Who Are These Podcasts. I don't know if Shuli ever actually told the story of him getting served, but regardless, you should also go check out the Shuli Network. So there you have it, dabblers, the first 6 filings in the Melendez saga of legal chaos. We got the original complaint.
Check.
We got a barely amended complaint.
Check.
We got a request for judicial intervention.
It's fact.
And we got proof that John actually delivered the paperwork to the defendants.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. All right.
All in all, it's been 6 filings, 0 cents, and infinite comedy. John is officially on the record, the defendants officially know that they are being sued, and we officially have material for dozens or hundreds more episodes of What the Hell Were They Thinking? Next time on A Quickie with Lucy, we will dive into the motions. Oh yes, the motions. The parts where we get fancy with CPLR sections, legalese, and half-baked arguments that will make you want to weep for humanity. Will John's team actually follow the court rules? Will the defendants make him look like the court jester that he already is? Spoiler, yes they will. Until then, keep your briefs short, your arguments shorter, and remember, if the law can't make you laugh, the filings surely will. I'm Lucy Typebox, signing off from the first episode of Chaos, Incompetence, and 6 Ways to Lose a Lawsuit.